Let's go.
So I just have to get some water.
Sounding crazy. For those of you who are listening online, yeah, I can assure you that was Scorcher seeking hydration as opposed to anything else. Welcome back to Armchair Gaffers. You heard myself, Walks, the CEO of One Touch Passing. I lost today in my Sunday league match, so I'm under the weather, a bit depressed, bit upset, but we move. I'm also joined by ACG Scorch, round the corner Scorcher, who probably would have been seeing his round the corner brethren, Jordan Henderson, plying his trade at Wembley and getting booed this week. How did you feel when your fellow round the corner passer was booed at the home of English football?
It was refreshing, man.
Nice.
It was refreshing that we're not going crazy, man. We're not all being mad.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I'm sure Jordan Henderson will be sleeping okay with his riches. It was a jam-packed fixture list this weekend. I think the game of the weekend for me, I hope I'm not going out on a limb here. The game I was looking forward to the most, Chelsea versus Arsenal at the Bridge. And it didn't disappoint in one sense. But in another sense, it wasn't the game I expected. Here's the headline. Arsenal stunned Chelsea to rescue a dramatic draw. Scorch, what did you make of this game at the home of Chelsea?
3 of them goals are the worst goals you're going to see in this kind of fixture. But though, I thought it was going to be a low-scoring affair. But you know what? I got a brethren, shout out Mike here. He's got a bit of a interesting take, and I thought he was just bleeding, but he might be onto something. He said Chelsea seemed to have their better performances against the better teams.
Okay, what would he point to this season?
I'm not sure.
Because Chelsea played City, I can't remember. Off the top of my head, I can't remember all of Chelsea's
Liverpool,
yeah,
Arsenal, and
they played Spurs yet? I'm not sure.
No.
But yeah, fair. If that's what Mike thinks. Yesterday, I guess, would be the start of that if that is a trend. Chelsea impressed me, and I think it goes to a point that I made that maybe we've been a bit too harsh on Chelsea. All the underlying stats, XG, expected points, touches in the box was all looking good, but they just couldn't find someone to put it in the onion bag, which they did yesterday through one unlikely source, that being kind of Mudryk, who seemed to join GBG, Get Back Gang, a little bit of karma for all of the memes and whatnot Arsenal fans have been sending him in the last year or so. But it wasn't to be the case. Arsenal, staged a dramatic comeback. What did you make of that first half? It didn't seem as though this is the Arsenal that we've come to know.
Do you know what? We're going to have to get to a point where we kind of recalibrate how we look at things, because I've heard lots of different stuff like, when Arsenal click and perform and winning when you're not playing well, but it's like, I remember last season. Obviously, I'm a Spurs fan, so I might be a bit of a sore spot. But I remember everyone saying to me, "The way you lot are playing it, it's not
sustainable.
It's not sustainable." And the thing for me was, I looked at their team yesterday, and I was like, it's basically the first team, like.
Yeah. Bar Reece James, Chilwell, you probably say
no. Arsenal.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So you swap out Jorginho for Partey.
Yeah.
That's the Gaffers' first 11. Which for me, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be slightly concerned. But I think more than anything, I think perhaps Arsenal aren't necessarily the force that we might have thought they were, and also Chelsea aren't as bad.
Okay, so it's like
It's
more of
fun
a
to say, like,
meeting in the middle.
yeah.
And that's usually where the truth lies, somewhere in the middle. I was impressed, with how Chelsea started. I think they dominated. I'd say that first half for the most part. The setup. What did you make of the setup? The kind of box midfieldy 2 10s, Palmer, Gallagher.
I think we're all just kind of coming to terms with the fact that Cole Palmer's that guy. Like,
I'll be honest. He looks like the one that was the step above, or the man that would make it happen. And you know, one thing about him that I'm sensing and I feel is there's like a confidence, borderline arrogance, or a self belief that he is the main one. And I guess that was exemplified in this instance. And this was Cole Palmer telling Raheem Sterling, "I am now the captain." I think is that the word? I might have a little bit wrong. As we saw, there was a little bit of a mix-up, or passer, as they say,
passer.
And Enzo was the guy to kind of settle it and make the decision. Big dog, World Cup winner. He said Cole Palmer is the man to step up. If you had to choose, Scorch, between the two, who would take the penalty for you?
The Jamaican.
Which one?
Cole Palmer.
Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah. And he dispatched it nicely, sent Raya the other way, and just went one up. What do you make of the pen, by the way? Stonewall in 2023, or can we?
It's a 2023 pen. Like, we're doing right angles.
There were a few of them. I like Floyd Hasselbank's explanation. And he had to explain to Jamie Redknapp how to header, and where your arm should be when headering. It seemed that Saliba was a little bit off kilter. One thing I noticed, him and Gabriel yesterday weren't at the races in the first half. Maybe it's because they were up against an unconventional setup, but I didn't think they were at their very best.
I think it was like, sometimes you buck a new. For me, with Saliba as well, like just on the pen. I heard somebody make a good point, and he said it's a harsh pen or whatever, but that's a pen that Thiago Silva doesn't give away, and that's when you kind of put it like that. But in terms of Saliba and Gabriel, I kind of thought, sometimes you come up against a different challenge, and it's like, okay, like, you go through the adjustment period that it takes to get through that. But I think with Saliba, I feel like Gabriel's the kind of person that he's an engager. Like, he's a meet head to head with the defending. Yeah. But I feel like with Saliba, I've already kind of seen, like, he's got the capacity to learn. Like, he's not a repeat. I can't really, like,
offender.
Like, what's the weakness? Like, we obviously, all defenders can see goals, so but it's not like a one particular thing that I think.
He's very well rounded. Rarely makes like massive clangers, and if he does, the recovery is usually cold. Yeah, his rap sheet's fairly clean in that respect for the most part.
I just feel like it's just a new child, like new.
And who knows? Would they have prepared all week to be up against Gallagher and Palmer, standing off of them, playing in a half space in between the fullback? And they probably didn't.
Say his name though, man. Say his name, man.
Speak.
I need people to, like, bro. Both of us have been harsh. Maybe not harsh. We're just saying what we're saying.
Say what you see.
But Gallagher.
He's flourishing, man. It's good.
He's there. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, like, I would say, like, up until Cole Palmer, like, last 4 games or so, I think over the overall 9 games or whatever it is, he's been their best player. Obviously, I'd say Cole Palmer's the guy right now, but he's running a close.
He went in the trenches with Gallagher, trying to make stuff happen in the corner flag, tracking back and trying to clear the ball. Yeah.
And you know what it is as well? Like, he's like, when I first saw him with the armband, I was like, okay, so I'm not going mad. Like, what I'm seeing, the Gaffer's seeing, but it's a thing where it's almost like he's grown into the armband. I saw him do something, yeah. He thought he got fouled, and he thought he got fouled, and he was like he was on the floor like, oh right, that's a foul. And he got up and he just whacked it on Declan Rice, bodied him
Strong.
and took the ball off him. I said, what? Like, he caught Declan Rice off guard, but
Yeah.
I was like, I like that. I like what I'm seeing. And you know what? Because I'm so harsh on players, like when I don't feel them.
Yes.
Like, bro, like he was running around like a headless chicken for an entire season, 100 miles an hour.
Way off it.
Tactical Tasmanian devil, not in a good sense.
Yeah. Way off the pace. Yeah.
And now he's tidy, he's composed, he's an engine, he's a battler.
You know what? He's just looking prem reliable standard. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't have to be bells, whistles, fireworks. Like, there is that middle ground where you're just good. And I think that's probably where he is. Yeah. No massive holes in his game at the minute. It seems like Chelsea are settling down a little bit, which I think, he's probably benefiting from. Much improved Chelsea yesterday. What did you make of Arsenal, who people see as title challengers and whatnot? I guess they showed a little bit of steel. What did you make of the comeback?
I thought the comeback was admirable. Declan Rice, that finish. Do you know what I've been thinking? Are we seeing, you see Declan Rice, yeah? Are we seeing an Arsenal that reflects just a team with Declan Rice in it? Like, he's a £100 million footballer.
Okay.
They've built him up like in terms of like their appreciation of him around the club, the squad, or whatever. And I feel like, are we just seeing his influence on things? I'm not saying that that's 100% the case, but I feel like, is it a bit of that? Like, this is kind of his MO though. Like, before Arsenal, isn't this what we kind of say Declan Rice does?
As in, what, dragging his team to...
He's comfortable in the trenches, and it's almost like, not that I'd say he's dragged them down to his level, but like, I don't know, like I don't necessarily know that, like, I haven't really seen lots of examples of Declan Rice being in the better team and displaying that and making that comfortable. Like, he's more a player like you, when things are going well, you just don't really notice him. As opposed to when things are going well for Man City, and it's not so much of a comparison, but when things are going well for Man City, and by the way, I personally got Rodri and Declan Rice on a similar level.
Yeah, you said this before. I can't believe it.
Yeah, like, no, but when things are going well, you notice Rodri. Like, he starts doing other things a little bit. Not like insanely, but he does like some other things. And I just think maybe Declan Rice has got a strong influence on the team, and it's kind of impacting the complexion of a game. Is that the right kind of way to say?
And in some, it is a positive or negative if you had to lean towards one.
It's both, because what I think it is, on one hand, I feel like it's maybe you don't have the optimism that leads you to like thumping teams,
okay,
and bopping teams and like getting a bit muggy.
We wouldn't have him down as that kind of, even though he's improved in that sense in like the final third, but you wouldn't put him down as like the prettiest, neatest, the needle passer. He's, again, a steady, solid Prem player with a lot of potential. It's not, again, not many bells and whistles.
I feel like the ceiling in terms of performance might have come down a bit, but the floor.
Okay.
Because I feel like you see Declan Rice come to the fore whenever there's a problem. Like, Arsenal still going strong this season.
Yeah, unbeaten.
And I feel like when that's come into question is when we've seen the best of Declan Rice.
I think he's done well in the big games. I think out of all the top players and the players who we've admired and given plaudits to over the last couple of seasons at Arsenal, I think in these games Declan Rice has been the one that shone, and that's prior to that goal. I think, again, Odegaard, Was
Oh
extremely quiet.
no, wait. Let's just pause there for a sec. Odegaard.
No, mythical, fairly
This
ghost.
season or just in the big games?
I'd say in the big games, yes. Season, less so. But yeah, he hasn't been the driving force, that clean, crisp midfielder that we've come to know in the last season or two. And then I'll give Saka some because yeah, he's coming back from injury. But yeah, I think Declan Rice has been the one that's shone. I think Arsenal will be trying to get Partey into that field at some point because he just adds a whole nother dimension. But yeah, yesterday, a very good game. We had the goalkeepers. You don't usually see it trying to outdo each other. Here is an image of Raya and Sanchez. What did you make of Raya? Arteta has stood by his shout that this is his keeper. Having two top keepers is the way forward. Is how it's going to be. What have you made of Raya so far? And is there a difference between him and Aaron Ramsdale?
Yeah, it's a big difference. I don't know if it's a case of Ramsdale's already been through like whatever this period Raya's gone through. Like you wouldn't.
Did Ramsdale have this at his other clubs, not under the spotlight like this?
I don't know.
He's been the bum of the jokes.
I'll be honest with you. I just see Raya doing mistakes that I've seen from him in a Brentford shirt, but he's just doing it in an Arsenal shirt now. But
a little bit more scrutiny, I guess. Yeah, when you're playing for a club who's battling for honours, you can't kind of just cut through anymore. If you were Arteta, he said he'll stick by it. Would you be looking to swap back to the man who did so well for Arsenal across the last two seasons, or do you stick with the new bearded Spanish version?
If it's down to me, like if what Arteta said is true, this would be the point where you say, okay, right, let's like for the sake of the team, because it's actually costing goals. It's not and that's impacting the points on the table. And if you're in a title race, this is not like
against a Man City, yeah, throwing any point away that you shouldn't, yeah, is very detrimental, I'd say.
But I get the impression from his comments in the press conference that that's not looking likely, which kind of makes me think Ramsdale's kind of been, I don't know, man. I feel like this guy's come in and he's making mistakes that Ramsdale. No, this is a more important part. The things he excels at, he's not excelling at. It's kind of similar to Onana, but the difference is the rest of the team is functioning in such a way that it's not as impactful. But I feel like the things he was brought in to do, he's not really doing them. And then when you just look at performance levels, I think he's making errors. All goalies make mistakes, but he's making errors at a rate that Ramsdale wasn't. Yeah. And that's a problem.
Yeah, we're seeing at least, yeah, one. I think it's unfortunate with the Mudryk cross come shot. But then the one where he played it into midfield and Cole Palmer should have rounded him to finish and put the dagger in. That was the one where I was like, if Chelsea scored that, that's when it's like crisis. Yeah, but for him, he made up for it and came out and smothered it. But yeah, that was a heart and mouth moment. But yeah, for me, Arsenal, I think showed still very good performance to come back when they were down and out. And I know it was aided by Sanchez, who was trying to outdo Raya. But all in all, I think it's a decent point away from home when it could have been near no points at all.
I think Saka's cross. Woo!
And he was very quiet.
No, but he might be kicking on, because I feel like when you're at the top table. That's something that you can do. You can
Just
you can do the you can become like if you're gonna you can go the output route. That's okay. That's okay. Because that's what a team's for. Like, that's what a team's for. This isn't. It's not PSG.
Wow, how did they catch us straight? But yeah, a decent draw at Stamford Bridge. A game where we can't call it.
Oh, sorry as well. Sorry. I just want to say, vintage Poch.
Oh, go on.
We performed well. There was so many positives, all of that. But not 3 points. Not the result you wanted. But positives, That is, I can tell you as a Spurs fan, that is vintage Poch.
Chelsea fans get used to it, yeah. That's me. Yes, a fixture will move forward where it rarely ever is a draw. Bet your mortgage on the result. Was this game? Salah scored a brace and saw Liverpool beat Everton amid ref controversy. What did you make of the early kickoff? I know Liverpool have had about 10 early kickoffs after internationals in a row. Dry your eyes, Jurgen. What did you make of it?
I don't have much to say about that. That's life, bro. What I do think though is the same way, like you get those moments in a season or whatever, you also get other ones like Konate should have been sent off.
Yes.
And Jurgen Klopp being sharp enough to get him off the pitch before he does get sent off.
That is an absolute olive branch from the ref.
Yeah, and no one's going to be talking about there's not going to be no big outcry for Sean Dyche.
Replay?
No, there won't be any talk about replays. There won't be endless segments on ESPN about it. Everyone will just have to move on. That's exactly what's going to happen.
It is a cold game. What did you actually make of the performance? I thought Liverpool were fairly off the pace. It looked a bit clunky, just weren't really flowing. And I think it was, I'd say not even. Even's probably being generous. But yeah, Liverpool weren't having it all their own way until Ashley Young decided to go to ground and foul Diaz in what I would think is a moment of head loss, red mist. It was a terribly timed tackle. And saw Everton go down to 10 men. I think this is the fixture with the most red cards, which is probably not a surprise at all. And yeah, Liverpool went on to dispatch Everton, and it's a bit of a shame that they went down to 10 men. They weren't really up to much. Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't look like extending his scoring run, which is a shame for ECL fans all around the world. But yeah, Salah, that man who was extremely quiet for me, came away with a brace. And this is what you talk about when you talk about the output route, right?
Yeah, it's that, man. Sometimes you just got to pattern those fantasy points and just keep it moving. Like, why am I exerting a bonkers amount of effort or
post-international
on a highlight reel? Let's just get the points, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Let Darwin Núñez entertain the fans. Let Diaz entertain the fans. Hang tight, Harvey Elliott, by the way. He started making some real impact in that game.
He came off the bench and kind of, there was like an added impetus. Yeah. I see him even trying to clash with James Tarkowski, who'd absolutely wiped the floor with him, but it's the intent.
Yeah, we like it. Also, as well, I was a bit surprised that Darwin Núñez, he's through on goal, and he's just gone, composure. Let me just slot it to Salah. Game over. I was like, oh, bro, what's happening there? Like, I feel like someone was programming him,
Yeah. Because usually there'd be something that you don't expect.
I was expecting the near post. He's on the left-hand side of the goal. I was expecting the near post right-footed shot to the near post. Like, I was something wild like that.
No, big improvement for him. Who I think he's been all right, man. I think he's slightly hard done by to not be securing more starts than he has. But that is down to Klopp. But yeah, I think the impact, if he continues to impact the game coming off the bench like that, I think he will start securing and holding on to those starts in the 9 spot. What have you made of Gravenberch so far, Scorch?
lot of people are telling me they're not having him. He's tidy though. Like I don't know. Like at the minute, he's tidy.
You're not gonna go overboard and say anything crazy. Yeah, I think it's very soon to
I'm
start.
review. He's under review. It's
Mhm.
early, but he's not jumping. He's not jumping off the page a bit.
No, not at all. And maybe that might be okay. He's not really like a goal scoring midfielder. He's not like a Paqueta where it's super flary. Maybe this is just what we should come to expect, more steady stuff.
I'll tell you who did. Who I thought for the first time I felt like, oh, I think I'm starting to see what you're trying to do with him, McAllister. I feel like
Oh, you having
not so much I'm having him. Yeah, I like McAllister anyway,
it?
but I felt like I was seeing him maybe offering something similar to what Thiago was offering, but with a bit more legs.
Fair.
Like less on obviously less on the quality and the
Less
flair, but
detail on the passes, yeah.
yeah, but in terms of like his overall input to the game, like I felt like it was like those little moments of those little small moments. I mean, like just turning the right way, just taking it on a half turn and getting us out, or the first time one round, like just little things like that, but just more legs.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that they're not impressed with him playing there, and he shouldn't be playing in the six. But it seems as though Klopp's set on that being the setup and the style that they're gonna stick with. So I think fans of Liverpool should get used to it. And I don't think yesterday he was too bad. And I guess it's against a 10-man Everton, so you probably can't take too much from it. But all in all, I think he's improved a bit. I think Espos is a top player, and seems to relish just the big club thing, even though he should stop shooting from 30 yards at every opportunity, because it looks a little bit immature.
Childish, yeah,
For me.
a little
He's
bit.
a little bit childish, skying it into Rosette twice, 3 times a game. But I just like what he brings. He's been, I think, probably Liverpool's standout performer. Bar Salah statting it up. I think I've been impressed by him.
Allison is the best in the world though.
Oh, you're still there, yeah?
Yeah, like I saw him come out. He came out and caught like a corner, and I was like, "You're the best." Like that's the stuff that people don't really.
Yeah, you can't
appreciate.
really quantify that massively, but the effect that someone coming claiming across 10 feet in the air and that what that just does for a defense is ridiculous. Yeah, he's found his form again, man. Top keeper. Liverpool, just pushing on comfortably.
Title race.
Yeah, massively so.
Arsenal, Liverpool. Speak to me, because I'm
I,
guessing City. We've got so it's Arsenal, Liverpool.
I'm gonna say Liverpool at the minute, Yeah, I'm going to say Liverpool over Arsenal as it stands. And I think that's possibly Arsenal being victims of how well they did last year. But something isn't feeling right. And that's not to say Liverpool have played extremely well. I think defensively they could have been, they can be better. But I think, Salah's killing it. But out of that top line for Arsenal, I know Martinelli's been injured, Jesus, what do we come to expect? Yeah, Saka has done well. He's leaving with something all the time. But I think performance level across the whole 90 minutes, probably not where they were. So, as it stands, I'm leaning towards Liverpool, man.
I think for me, Liverpool's I'm not saying they're the best team, but at this moment in time, right now, for me, I feel like Liverpool's the best team I've seen this season. And that doesn't mean that there aren't flaws, because if you look across the title racing pack, you can see flaws in every single team. And it's just like whatever Liverpool's flaws are, I don't see them stopping them from achieving their goals.
No, they're in a good place, man. Currently sitting in third on 20 points after 9 games played. The champions of Europe, England et al. Were playing yesterday at home against De Zerbi's Brighton, who are still coming in for a little bit of flack. I've seen some memes floating around, people comparing him to Gary Monk, just saying he's Gary Monk.
But Italian Gary Monk, did you say?
Yeah, Italian Gary Monk, verbatim is
Naughty
what.
stuff. That.
Yeah, that's a bit below the belt. But yeah, City ran out 2-1 winners, didn't have it their own way. A goal from Ansu Fati kind of made the end of the proceedings a little bit hairy, but they saw the game out and won 2-1. Akanji was sent off late on. My takeout from this game is Haaland is back. He finally scored after a light drought, is what some are calling it. But my takeout is Jeremy Doku is Pep's first choice left winger. I think off of the cameos, performances so far this season, I struggle to think of Grealish doing this across his previous 2 seasons with such consistency.
I did tell you Grealish is playing left wing back. I did say that to you.
Yes, and he came out and said that in that interview.
Bro, it's just like, but I don't know. Over 38 games, I'm not sure what Doku adds up to. I don't know that what he does adds up to league title. Not that I'm saying City ain't gonna win the league, but I just don't know. But I'm with you right now. It seems like the shirt's his, but don't know.
Like,
also,
impact across games is bonkers. He's been there for 5 minutes and people are running scared. It's nuts. Whereas there was a bedding in period for Jack Grealish, who had played in the Prem for many seasons, who was 20.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. But I'm just keeping it real with you, man. I thought it was a bit harsh of De Zerbi though, man. He kind of left Milner to die.
That was people saying tactical genius, and that's what you cook up. Yeah, he was out at sea at times by himself.
Tumble dryer.
Say that again.
Tumble dryer.
Oh yeah. Spinning, all sorts, proper spin cycle. But De Zerbi, they did pull him up on it and said, yeah, you're receiving a lot of stick, and we thought, yeah, he's up against Doku, Milner, 37, yada. And he said, it's not about Milner.
It's the stop it at source.
Yes. Which I liked, and again gives you an insight into how much more these lot know about football than your common armchair gaffer. But yeah, all in all, another fairly run-of-the-mill win for City, the juggernaut that is City. They got the Manchester derby next week. Occasionally that throws up some interesting games. How do you think that plays out?
I don't see Ten Hag being enough of a Man U guy to get that result at this minute. Yeah, I don't see enough. Do you know what it is? I don't see enough character in the team. Like when I think of Manchester derby, like any of the real Man U, like people, me as an outsider, like the people that feel like, right, that feels like Man U. Bro, it don't really matter what's going on. Like you lot will go there and Pogba will play sick. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like you lot will, McTominay will play sick. Or somebody will do something. And I just feel like it's a team thing, and the team is playing at this particular level, and I don't really see where it comes from. Whereas I feel like Man City's team level, when they're not in the best shape or whatever, is just at a high level.
Yeah.
And within what Man City got going on, there's one or two guys. Like I think we're starting to see that Julian Alvarez is the guy. Like I was saying, I know it's not cool to say, like, but I feel like Alvarez is more important than Haaland.
Wow. Let that one sink in, Armchair Gaffers. Yeah, his stats are ridiculous. 17 and 17, I think, at home. I think it's 9 for the season. He's flying, man. And for me, the interesting conundrum is what happens when KDB comes back. because they can't all play. We can't bend the rules that much, or we'd have another charge. But yeah, I think that is a nice bit of calculus for Pep to work out. But yeah, Alfred's over Haaland right now. Fair.
Mateus Nunes, that might be dead money.
People are saying that is one of the weirdest, most pointless transfers. Like people are still struggling to work it out.
Like I get it, but it's just yeah, that might be dead money.
Yeah. Charitable donation to the Wolves Fund. John Stones is back and doing John Stones stuff. You'll be happy to hear.
Yes.
And there was a different goalkeeper between sticks for City yesterday. Ortega trying to play out.
So wavy, man. I love it.
I see him play like a crazy short pass into a Brighton player, and I was just like, yeah, there is a bit of a step down, but I like the approach, man. I like the approach. Brighton, what do you make of them this season? Get it out of here. Had enough. The plaudits gone to their heads. Just playing in Europe. It's a bit of a young team. There's like a mixture of youth and then a few injuries to them yesterday.
Walks? Is that you looking down on the Premier League too? Academy? No. Is that you looking down on Academy ball?
Never. You know, I'm rooting for the under 21s, the 23s, the 18s, all these youngsters.
This is what you get in it. You want to play in Europe with the big boys, and you want to play kids and just sprinkle in a little bit of, because let's have it right. Dunk is new to the joint. Like I like Dunk, but that's the XP, and he's new to the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you like Igor, he's new to the joint. Like, and then when you mix in like the academy joints, just you can get what happens is you can get no winning 5.
Mm-hmm. It's part of the course. Yeah. When you're running yourself thin.
But remember, guys, it looks good.
And that's the main thing, man. For the hipsters, for the tacticals, that's the main thing. Are you playing a double false 9 pivot? All these beautiful things, box midfields, inverted, all these things. So yeah, and you're going to get that from Brighton, but we need some more results. So I'm going to be because yeah, this isn't what we signed up for. You're going to start seeing people selling their stocks. But yeah, De Zerbi, man, it's tough at the top, man. Look how people turn on you, crazy.
And the joke is as well, like he's just maintaining what he done last season, but there's expectation now. But let's chill out.
One of the shouts I saw yesterday was a bit awkward. People were saying Graham Potter's muscle memory is wearing off. Shout out to Graham Potter, man. Wow. Yeah, maybe this is his work. Yeah, it's De Zerbi, it's your time. Put your stamp on it. Yeah, harsh. But yeah, people are horrible. Speaking of horrible, Harry Maguire is back.
MOM.
Clean sheets for the majority of the time. The percentage when he plays, the win percentage when he plays is crazy. He's kind of flying in a weird way, and I'm very much here for it. Shout out to Maguire. People are saying Jadon Sancho, take a leaf out of this guy's book. And yeah, Ten Hag has said now Maguire is playing how Man United want. Can't knock it. All in all, a poor game at Bramall Lane. And United were underwhelming again, surprise, for the first half an hour or so until the what did you say, Scott? The Scottish Jude Bellingham.
It's the Scottish Bellingham.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Glasgow Bellingham.
What do you make of McTominay?
Do you know what I think McTominay is like? I feel like especially like the bigger clubs, they always have and not even big clubs. Most clubs, you have people that are just have a different kind of passion for the club, and I feel like those people they always stand out in testing times. Like, I feel like McTominay does his best work in like the most unlikely scenarios, but it's like it's not really something you can look at. It's not it's not a quality based thing.
Don't put that on your CV. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to, you can't rely on McTominay to consistently do things to win you the game. But what he can do is win you the game, which is a weird thing to say. Like, when you see his quality in the final third, and it's like, I feel like it's mainly desire led. Like, I'm gonna use like all of my qualities coming out right here, right now. Like the touch for that goal, and then he's just hit it early doors. Like, everyone was silent because
it came 2 seconds. It came a second before, like, it was scheduled to. Yeah.
It was so out of sync, but it was like, this is what he does. Like, if you've been watching him for Scotland, this is what he does, and not even just Scotland, even Man U. Like, this is what he actually does. I feel like,
do you think he's been mismanaged in terms of people playing him in like this defensive role? People saying he hides when he plays in the 6. Like, maybe it's just an attributes thing. Should he probably play higher up the pitch?
This is the thing. I don't know if everyone knows, but Scott McTominay isn't a defensive midfielder. Like, Jose wanted to, you know, like all managers when they go to a club or whatever, they like to have their whatever thing that they value. Yeah, like, so they put their guys in to get them some whatever. Like, he squeezed them in at DM because he was capable of doing a job. But then that now has been the way that that's the lens we look at McTominay through. But really, if you actually look at what he's offering in games, I think he's just like, he's a number, like, he's clearly a number 10. Like, he might be a number 10 that can also play as an 8, but he's really a number 10. Like, he's a goal scoring 10 as well. Like,
not scared to hit the back of the net as it is. Yeah.
But it's like, is he the problem is he a Manchester United number 10?
Or is it the classic, he could play for Everton shout? Is it one of those ones?
I think given what's going on at the minute, I can't see why McTominay, no one's going to want to say it, but McTominay's been like one of your better performers, full stop.
Contributors, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a better performance. Is strong. Yeah.
No, but and that's what it is. It's show me what you've done. Yeah, if you can't show me performances, show me turning up, scoring goals. Like, well done. All in all, it was one of those. Yeah, and I say this every week. It's one of those. Get the 3 points, shower up, get on the coach, get out of there. But it wasn't to be the case. There was another dodgy handball thing, or 2023 handball, dispatched wonderfully by Ollie McBurney. What do you make of McBurney? Yeah, I think you said he's probably them relying on him in the Prem in the year of our Lord 2023. It's probably a bit much.
He was through 1-on-1 and couldn't control the ball because it was coming across him.
Yeah, and I think for Sheffield United, you're not going to get these kind of opportunities. So you need to be taking them, dispatching them.
When I saw him not control the ball, not master the ball, to get just under no real pressure, just let it come across your body. I'm saying it like it's a simple thing. I mean, at level, it's something you see frequently, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I saw that wasn't that's not a surefire shot on target here.
Disappointment.
Shout out to Ryan Brewster though. He's knocking about still. He came on and he was doing the live thing.
Yeah. He was playing like he was like a South American or something. It was a little bit of pizzazz, like the hair's grown out now. Like, no, fair play, man.
He took a shot from somewhere that was giving like you don't respect this goalkeeper.
And it had Onana scrambling. But one thing I'll take away from yesterday, no massive Onana clangers. So we can take that as a positive. United play Manchester City next week, and they will need to be at the races. A team who are currently at the races, Aston Villa, beat West Ham at home for the 11th win in a row. They are flying 2 points off the top in Europe as well. Sorry, I say 2 points off the top. They are in 6th place, and they are currently 4 points from the top four. But they are, absolutely flying as it stands. What did you make of the only game today on Sunday?
I enjoyed it. I feel like it was nice seeing the two different styles. Like David Moyes, I can't lie, I'm like becoming a real bit of a Moyes fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see what he's doing, and it's like, and it works. And it's like he doesn't waste time, losing games in some naive, entertaining fashion, because there may be a path to points here today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the approach he takes. Like he is where he is in the table, rightly so. Like he ain't necessarily got the best bunch of players, but he doesn't play in a way that hampers him. He doesn't ask guys to do stuff that they.
You think they're more than the sum of their parts, effectively?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Paqueta is starting to really,
It's
really
a bit jiggy. Like I'm seeing like kicking it over. I see there's one time he kicked it over someone's head, and he's controlled it, but with the top of the foot with a bounce. It was a bit.
No. Somebody tried to kick it over his head, and he said, "Oh, right, I know that one." He's kicked it over Paqueta's head. Paqueta's flicked it back.
Yeah. He said, "No, I'm joining in on this." Yeah, it was
2-touch.
It was like a wonder to watch. But top player, he's flying at the minute. But yeah, Villa came away with all 3 points. They absolutely punished West Ham. I don't feel like I see West Ham get pumped like this too regularly. So it was a little bit of surprise, and they've been playing well. But why do you think Villa are playing so well? And why has Villa Park become such a fortress?
One man only, mate.
Oh, straight up and down. No games. No.
No, it's only to do with Unai Emery. If you give this collection of players to somebody else, you'll see maybe top half, maybe maybe top half. Mm-hmm. But Unai's just showing he's that guy. Like we need to put that respect on his name. Like he's one of the best managers in the league. Calmly, super calmly. Like you can't get relegated with Unai Emery. Like what you're not gonna get is less than what these players are capable of.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Which
and
is
I feel like
managers have managed to create.
I feel like as well at the time, like a lot of people look at Unai Emery because of his time at Arsenal, but then when you kind of zoom out and look at the work that Arteta's done and what he had to ship to get there, it kind of lets you know, Unai wasn't actually doing.
We weren't blessed with jewels and gems, and we
weren't doing a bad job. But I think this is purely that. I think he's just like calmly one of the best managers. Like the same way everyone goes ham about De Zerbi.
Yeah.
Unai Emery.
Yeah. There's less of I don't know, clamoring, or preaching and positive vibes around Emery for some reason when he's doing a better job than De Zerbi.
Yeah, I think even like when you look at the way Douglas Luiz is a net busser now. He's a certified net busser.
I think it's 6 goals, 6 consecutive goals at home. I think it is, and he's someone who I'd previously looked to as more of a defensive-minded player. I know a few of those would be penalties, but yeah, he's playing a bit further up the pitch. I think it was it possibly most touches in the opponent's box, I think, and then also most interceptions or turnovers, something along those lines. So he's doing it in both boxes effectively, which is a joy to see. And they're saying the big clubs, air quotes, are monitoring him again.
Do you know what it is that I think is most impressive about Douglas Luiz, and it makes me think it's Gaffer related, is that he hasn't taken away anything from his game to get the things he's added. Like he's added output in terms of goals or whatever, an attacking threat. But I don't feel like he's come at the cost of.
Yeah, he's not like giving up his defensive duties and whatnot. No, they're flying. So away from Douglas Luiz, anyone impressing you? Watkins, maybe.
Yeah, like that's a pretty much a given. Conter played well today. Pau Torres as landed is a strong way to put it. But what I would say is he's looking similar, not quite the same, but he's looking kind of like the guy I see on YouTube.
All the comps and the clips and the yeah.
But this is how you know it's the gaffer, because when you zoom out, yeah, like Dinya and Cash are
Not any guys, but Digne surplus to requirements at Everton. So I think that kind of leads to what you're saying, and leans on what you're saying. Yeah, Emery's doing a sterling job. DRB as well. I think I've put down as one of my. I've put him down to be signing of the season, and he's proven to be fairly transformative. And Leon Bailey coming off the bench after scoring against Haiti for Jamaica and whacking it in the top bins after dropping a shoulder on a good. Love to see it. But yeah, I don't think we could take too much away from this. It's 3 points. I wouldn't say West Ham are in much of a pickle because I will predict, and I stand by this, Villa are going to take points away from the majority of teams, I think, at Villa Park this year.
Lastly, as well on that game, see Bowen.
Under the light, Scorch, I've called it UTL player.
Bro, see Bowen, yeah. He forces goals.
It's
like,
big, man.
Bro, he will get enough shots on target to score today. Like, he's not really needing other people. Like, his thing is crazy. I see him getting headers on target and stuff. Like,
no, I like him a lot, man. And I'm just not sure. Is this home forever, or are there ambitions?
Like, I thought he missed the boat, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like,
he's trying to stay in people's front of mind, yeah, and he's doing that, man. Loves it. Yeah, whenever he's on TV, he's putting up some sort of numbers. It's good, man. It's good to see. I'm here for it. Jacob Murphy, as Newcastle absolutely pumped Palace at St James's Park, which is a horrible place to go, as PSG know. They're flying as well, and I am a tad worried because I was thinking they started a little bit of a mixed bag. They had a tough start, but these beatings that they're handing out are scary.
Yeah, their thing is beatdown related.
It's
break beat.
Yeah, man. A lot of break beats being handed out. Like, Palace didn't stand a chance yesterday. They've been absolutely pumped. And you know what, for me yesterday with this game, it was the scorers of the goals, I think, for the most part.
Getting in on the act.
Yeah. You've got Murphy, Gordon.
By the way, that Murphy goal. You see Murphy, yeah. He's that guy, yeah, that he knows in other people's eyes he doesn't really need to be here. But what I'm going to do is, given any opportunity, I'm going to do the mad thing.
Yeah. I've seen him do this against United, turn up and look like prime Vieira. It's weird, yeah. But no, they and I think Trippier's deft touch assist for that was just silly. He's flying. Like, that rebirth is bonkers. Don't know what he learned under Simeone, but he's moving it's crazy. Form of his life. A mad shout, Scorch, that I saw yesterday, and I'm giving it credence. Jamal Lascelles is playing at a higher level than Mark Gay. People don't want to say it. For some reason, it's not trendy. Gay is the trendy shout. And yesterday, he was skin out for one of the goals. And Jamal Lascelles stepped back into this team and everything's calm. I think it's time for a conversation.
About who, though? Fair enough. Because I'm not a massive Mark Gahey guy. Like, you've never heard me speak about it, because no. I don't see it personally.
We see it online. We see it in WhatsApp groups. People are saying he has to start at the Euros.
Yeah, I Anderson's better than him. And Anderson doesn't need to play for England.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Gay's not a top prospect young centre-back, but I do think we need to rein it in just a touch.
But I don't know that he's a top prospect.
Oh, no?
No, I just know that he's a Premier League footballer.
And that's it.
And he's young.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like what
Ceiling? Not ceiling, because I've seen him linked. I think even this morning, even after his performance yesterday, linked with Man United for 60 million British pounds.
Yeah, no, but when you say ceiling, is that due to who's he's linked with? Because when I say ceiling, I'm looking at what you can do on a football pitch, and I haven't really seen anything that tells me you need to go to Man U. Like when they say like he needs to start for England, yeah, ahead of who? Are we really pretending Gahey's better than? We know he's not better than Stones. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So are we pretending he's better than Maguire? Like we're like, come on, guys.
We see some crazy things. Yeah, Palace, they're in that little mire. They're in that place where, yeah, if you don't have your Eze or your Elise, gets a bit weird. But they're just getting by. I think they're Palacing it up this season. Not too bad. They're in 11th, 12 points after 9 games. It's not the worst. But yeah, that kind of thump in there is just, ugh. My lads, Brentford pumped Burnley, aka flirt ball. Brentford have been on an awful run, but they were going under the radar. I think they needed this. And Ivan Toney is now back in training. And I think this is what inspired Vissa and Mbeumo to step it up again, because someone's got to go. So yeah, they turned up yesterday and put a beating on Vincent Kompany. How long do you think Kompany can get by with all these empty platitudes after being thumped and losing?
I reckon people will clock about February.
Feb?
Yeah, like no, they're not, bro. Bro, you can tell by their transfers that they're not. It's not a you've got to stay up thing. Like, do your best, son. It's that kind of vibe.
Yeah. Because he's talking and he's saying the right things and he's giving like Sheffield United vibes, Luton vibes. But I'm just thinking, you lot battered the Championship. People expecting loads, expecting Turf Moor to be like extremely tough to go to, and I know they've had a fairly tough start, but it's time to start putting some numbers on this board here, man. And I'm getting sick of seeing Vincent coming out and saying like we played well and we got to be better, yada yada yada, because it's a results-based industry. And as it stands, Burnley aren't bringing any meat to the cave. They're in the relegation zone on 4 points after 9 games, minus 16 goal difference. I think their standout player is still Trafford at the minute.
But I like Trafford. He's good.
Got a bit about him, man. Good youngster. But yeah, it's just not hitting as it stands. Before we depart, let's speak about one Gary O'Neill who won his very own derby, the Gary O'Neill derby, and after winning said, "It's not about me today."
Wait, he's a liar. Do you know how he's a liar? Yeah.
Oh,
he's a big liar. When they conceded, he went mental. He went mental. But you see that? I said we clocked it early on last season. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's the real guy. He's a real guy. Gary O'Neill is a real guy, bro.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Real guy, like he is. And this is how I'm starting to think Eddie Howe might also be a guy of some sort, because he's given Eddie Howeism.
Mm-hmm. Even down to the drip, the hoodie, and the yeah.
It's Eddie Howeism, isn't it? He's starting to get disciples.
School of Howe, yeah. But no, big win for him, man. That's like a personal win there. And yeah, Wolves scored, late winner.
Wait, but Wolves, did I not try to? How long ago was I telling guys about Pedro Neto?
I think, but by the week, his price is going up. A great shout from you, and yeah, it was marred by injury as well. But yeah, he seems to be flying at the minute, and I would be surprised if this continues, this vein of form. If he does stay at Wolves, no disrespect to the Portuguese giants. Cunha scored as well finally.
Right, great goal
from what I class as, and I remember there was a scary shout that people put out. They're saying if you judge Cunha as a midfielder, he is a top player, as opposed to judging him as a striker.
He's got a bit of Gabriel Jesus about him.
The erratic, not sure what you're gonna get. Looks good, but half puff, yeah, that kind of vibe.
And he's everywhere doing everything.
Oh no, 100 miles an hour as well. No, I like Cunha. The Lewis Cook moment of madness, the headbutt. Like, where did that stem from? Yeah, it doesn't seem like that player, as they say.
But though, do you know what I did think when that happened? I thought, because shout out to my brother Sim, he's been trying to big up Hwang, yeah. And I feel
did
like
mention it in the group, and you were like, chill.
He's been trying to big up Hwang, but I feel like there's a bit of, because we got Son.
Okay.
There's a bit of that going on there, like. But when he done that dive, yeah, or not dive, it wasn't a dive. The way he reacted, yeah.
Yes, yeah, theatrics.
It made me think, you're trying to kick on to be. Do you know what I'm saying?
You need a little bit of shitbag skullduggery, and yeah, that was there. He went down like a ton of bricks and got the end result.
Even what happened before he went down, yeah. I was thinking, Hwang, like, this is not. I'm not like, I don't know everything about Korean culture, but in my experience of Korean players, this is not the way they conduct themselves. But he seems to have fully assimilated.
No, he's here, man. Yeah, skullduggery, shithousery, all of it. It was there on show yesterday and ended up contributing to the result. So yeah, Gary O'Neill will tell him to do that every week if that's gonna bring home the bacon. Yeah, big win for Wolves. Bournemouth still struggling to secure many points. Yeah, still on 3 points. Do you think Areolas is leading the sack race?
I don't know, and to be honest, I hope he stays there as long as possible, because they deserve every negative result that they get, because this is my thinking. Yeah, if we could look and see what we now see in Gary O'Neill, yeah. If you're a football person and you can't see that something's going on here,
I
don't know you deserve good things. Not even like deserve to be in the league. Like, I'm saying, as in a footballing sense, I don't know you deserve good things, because you don't appreciate them. Like, this guy's made you millions of pounds.
Survive after the start that Scott Parker.
And you put in minimal invest. You put in that you approached it on the, it doesn't matter if we get relegated, we're good vibe, and he's kept you in the league. And then and also on top of that, yeah, he did it for a fee, nominal fee. It didn't cost you a thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? His own back, paying his own subs. Yeah.
When you had to sack him, it didn't cost you a thing, and that is, yeah, you don't deserve. And you got the cool dude from Rayo Vallecano, who is a club that frequently have
take part
good spells, and they've got one whole part of their stadium that's just a flag, and it's been that for as long as I can remember. And you got charmed into Falcao. You got charmed into, bro. Bebe was at Rayo Vallecano for the
making it happen. Yeah,
and you got charmed into that. So, with that said, and because he's from the Basque region, I feel like, yeah, man, it's nice to see like one of these fancy Spanish dons getting their head bust every week, but they get kicked out of here.
Yeah, for me, he is leading the sack race, and yeah, karma and revenge was Gary O'Neill's yesterday. And before we depart, we'll speak on the punch up towards the bottom of the league. Luton and Forest drew at the City Ground. Chris Wood just reminding us who the best Kiwi player ever to play in the Prem was, and that is he. Scored a brace, was denied the hat-trick, rightfully offside. But Luton rallied and got themselves a point. Forest will be fuming with that.
I was so stunned. Like, I was stunned. Like, wow. Like, but it's like, I feel like you're gonna probably see the best performances from Luton in these type of games, because they actually are approaching the game with belief. Like, they've actually,
you feel you could actually get something today on a genuine,
yeah. But no.
Forest will be fuming. Yeah, I think they've only lost 2 of the last year. 2 of their last 19 games at home, they've lost. So yeah, it's somewhere where they don't usually give much. Yeah, but throwing that lead away will be painful today. I had Gibbs White in my fantasy team, and he did nothing but get a yellow card. So I was a bit annoyed with that. But good, a little bit of action towards the bottom of the table. Yeah, Forest sit on 10 points after 9 games, and Luton are out of the relegation zone by a point on 5 points after 9 games. And I think that brings us to the end of our weekend review. Before we depart, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, comment, because that is the currency we care about. That's our only donation we need from you. So yeah, please make sure you comment. Let us know where we're right. Let us know where we're wrong, and let us know topics that we should talk about moving forwards.
Do you reckon they say that to Haaland?
What?
Like, just score.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Yeah. So when he's not doing it, it's a little bit. Ugh. But he's back now. The drought is over for now. But yes, I have been Walks. This has been Scorch. Appreciate the views, and we'll catch you later this week. Peace.
Peace.